Hey everybody, this is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. We're coming today with the Slow and Low series. We're here with Mel from the Motivational Philosopher out of Virginia. He's on YouTube, great channel. We'll have the links below. Mel, how are you doing today?
What's up?
How are you doing today?
So I'm fantastic. How are you, Erica?
All right. So, where are you from and how did all this get started with your YouTube channel?
Well, right now I'm in Williamsburg, Virginia, and as far as how I got started, it started about like 2 years ago. I actually started with on the internet with the internet marketing company, and one of the ways to market yourself, they said to make videos, and I was already kind of to like motivational speakers at the time from playing college football and stuff. So when I did my first video, I was like, wow, like this, I really felt I really resonated with it. And I was at the time I was still chasing my dream to become a pro football player. But when I first did my first video and felt like this new like life in me doing that, I was like I felt the same thing, felt passion, the same passion I had playing football. So I just decided like that was my new dream.
I mean, that's great. So you switched from this company to kind of doing the videos. Uh, do what is your long-term goal do you see with these videos?
With videos, I mean, I don't know if you ever have heard of Eric Thomas. He's a big big speaker on YouTube. So I plan on inspiring millions, if not billions, across the world with these videos. Just another way just for me to link to other people to give them that inspiration that they need, in their life. And it's not even just so much just me hyping them up, but me giving them like actual scenarios, and then letting them see my own life develop, you know, uh, as they're so it's just in someone going through a journey and through the struggle and pushing and going after a dream that seems so far fetched. But if you're consistent with it, committed to it, anyone could be world class at anything. Like I'm working on being a world class speaker.
Oh yeah, that's great stuff. And I've actually gone and seen Eric Thomas, not once, but twice. So he puts on a good deal, and he has some young guys around him. I think it's once you start connecting with people, it opens up many, many doors. So you can go from public speaking to companies and businesses and motivating college students. People get paid very well to be speakers, even speakers we don't even know that are not well known. So how would you encourage others, to get started? Like, let's say someone's watching your video and they're like, man, I have a fire in me. I want to get started doing YouTube videos about cars or about real estate or about something I'm passionate about. What would you do to encourage them to get started?
Well, the first thing is just go do it. Like when I did my first, as soon as I decided I was gonna be a world class speaker, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do videos every day, right? And it wasn't for me, it wasn't like let's see how it goes, or let me like think it through. Let me ask some people, like, nah, just go do it. Let's go find it. Just see, what you're capable of, because really, that's the real question is what's your skill level at? What's your knowledge at right now? Trying to figure out what can and you cannot do. And the best way for me to find out was like I had to go start talking, start putting in videos, and they sucked. The first like 50 to 100 videos were terrible, but I knew if I just kept doing it, because I'm playing football since I was 7, so I was like, it's the same. I look the same way. If I just keep practicing, eventually I'll get good at it. And so just like I started a clothing company, fitness clothing company. I don't know nothing about clothes and nothing about fitness, but I had this idea, had a passion behind it, and now I'm just doing it. And I got people who are helping me out with it just because of the passion that I bring with it. So that's what I say. Just go do it. You got an idea, and even if you know there's one step to take that first step.
Yeah, that's great. So now you're a speaker, you have fitness clothing. I mean, I hope to see you in all your videos in your fitness clothes and like doing the like sponsored by these fitness clothes. I mean, I think that'll be great. I'm glad you're telling people to do it, because a lot of times people watch videos, they read books, and then they never take action. It's the worst. You're like, man, you watch 1,000 videos and you still haven't started that business or that ideal yet. You got to go out and do it. So I think that's great. And And where you're at in Virginia, do you find it easy for you to reach young people in your age around you, or the people near your college or anything like that? Is it easy for you to reach them?
Well, I would say like this particular in Williamsburg, Virginia, is kind of like an older town. So a lot of like people retire here, you know. So even though like I live right next to the college, I mean, once like school is out or you know any type of like vacations are happening or winter breaks, everyone's gone. You know? So in one aspect, people look at it like people like told me before, you know, you need to go to New York, you need to go to DC, you know, you go to these other big, you know, populated places. But I'm like, no, I see the opportunity because first of all, there is no other speakers here, really. You know, that's not a big thing. So I see this opportunity, and then there's like multiple high schools. You know, there's multiple real estate companies here, and I've spoken to one of them. There's banks. So like to me, like no matter where you at, as long as there's people around, there's opportunity. So it's definitely not. It's actually not that difficult for me to get talk to the young people because I'm looking for the opportunity. I know it's there. So instead of closing my mind and saying, "Oh, I'm in a place where, you know, that I can't talk to young people. It's too old of a town. It's too slow." I'm saying like, well, if no one else is out here doing what I'm doing, then there must be some opportunity for me to take advantage of.
Man, there's two great points about what you just talked about. Instead of rushing to some big city, start where you are. And I did a program called, I made it up from people I've just watched people. It's called Small Town Big Profits, because it's easier to become known and big name in a smaller town than in a giant city where you're just one of a million and people can't see you, or people have no clue about you. But if you're in a smaller town, your name gets around faster, your name gets recommended more, and it's easier to dominate a space. Second of all, talking about speakers, what's interesting is when people start in smaller markets, it's a guy called Rory. Gosh, what's his last name? His name is Rory something, but his book is called Take the Stairs. And basically,
Yeah, I read that book.
yeah, you know, he just started in that area. So, I mean, you're in Virginia. Virginia has nonstop conferences all the time. There's probably a conference you can speak at and get paid for it. There's colleges all over Virginia you probably could get paid at. Put your name in, put your app in, and get to be paid to speak there. So it makes me laugh when people are like, go to New York, go to, you know, LA to be famous. When I know people who are in Georgia famous at Tyler Perry Studios, you know, it's more
Yeah.
than one place that you can break out in. So where do you see yourself, let's say 2 years from now, personally, in your speaking career, in your fitness company? Where do you see yourself?
Well, I'll say about 2 years, I'll be transitioned definitely out of the personal training world. Like I'm a personal trainer as well as a speaker, um, and I'll be speaking at that time definitely full time. My company, we'll see where that goes. I have a few ideas as far as how I'm going to grow it. You know, I'm trying to make it like big, not just like another fitness clothing company that's like local, or, you know, or just, you know, does some sales online. Like I'm trying to make it, you know, really big, make it like the next Nike or Adidas, you know, or even collaborate with one of those big brands. In a couple of years, you know, I definitely plan on making six figures, and I say that because a lot of people are afraid to say how much they want to make, you know, or they feel like it's, you know, wrong to say it, or like, you know, it's, you know, evil to talk about money. When you think about it, when the breast cancer awareness, when they're raising money, they're raising for something good, right? They
Yeah.
brag about and billions of dollars to help do research for cancer. So obviously, money in itself is not evil. It just depends on what you do with it. So that's definitely where I see myself in the next couple of years.
I'm glad you say that, because some people go, well, I just want to make money. They have no kind of clear pinpoint view. And honestly, I remember sitting in the classroom with people and the teacher said, write down what you make right now and write down what you want to make in the future. And I wrote my number. I wrote my real number. I wanted to make, I think I wrote on that paper in a year. It was like, what do you want to make in a year? I wrote $275,000 a year, right? Just in 1 year. And everybody turned their papers in. A lot of people were like, yeah, I make 30, but I want to make 70. I make 30, but I want to make 50. I make 30, but I want to make 40. And then she read mine and she was like, $375,000. What? Who put this? And then she kept going, and she was like, really, most people get happy about $75,000, and that's enough. That's more realistic, the numbers. And in my mind, I go, who are you to tell me what's realistic and what is a happiness point for people? If most people just settle at 75,000 and let that be their happiness point, so be it. In America, to be 1%, all you have to do is make $150,000 in 1 year.
Wow.
And so when people say, oh, the evil 1%ers, we probably know a grocery store, a convenience store owner, a dentist, a barber. If it's a barber that owns a ton of chairs, a ton of guys work underneath him, those people make $150,000 a year. They're not evil. They're not the terrible 1%. They're people like me and you who are striving to build better communities and a better build business. So just for people who watch these videos, I want them to look at people, see, it's not evil to talk about money. It's not evil to name what you expect to make in the future. But on that note, I was going to say, if someone came to you today, like if they're messaging you on YouTube, because I know if you're like me, you're getting emails and messages on YouTube, and you're like, okay, I'm going to try to help you, but if not, we're going to have to push it over to the consulting side. Okay. And so I get a message, and let's say you get a message and it says, listen, I need to start over today. I need to completely start my life over, and just, what do I do? And what do you tell that young man that comes to you like that?
Well, first of all, I got to figure out, where they've been, where they're coming from. And then from there, I'm definitely going to direct them towards some speakers to listen to. I'm going to direct them towards some book to read, because I know I can give you the answer, but it's like, if I can lead the horse to but so I have to get the next step is get that person's mindset, in the right place. So that would be my first step, is to figure out where they just came from, and then before I really give them any real answers, have them to start to develop their mind. And if they're not willing to do that, then I already know then it's pretty not too much I can do for them.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad that you named off speakers and people they should read and watch. And if they're not willing to do that, the simple things, the free things, then it's really hard to help people out here. And I know you're kind of young, in your career and in your starting and your speaking. But if I was to, drop you back off a few years earlier, right, from where you are now, let's say 18, right? Let's say right at 18, right? And I give you $500 for your marketing or for whatever you want to produce. What would you do, knowing everything you know now in your career, in your companies? What would you do? Would you get started earlier? Would you do something different? Would you have a different route? What would you do?
Oh yeah, I would definitely start earlier. If I'd have thought of this idea when I was 18, I would have started when I was 18. And I would have doing a lot of the free things I'm doing. I would take that $500 though and start. You probably hear that. I would start advertising on Facebook and on different social medias, and definitely Instagram. But I think when I was 18, I don't know if Instagram was the thing at the time. But if I was 18 today though, I definitely would start going on Instagram and networking with people, and just getting a following early on, and getting my message out early on, because I know how to do that way better now than I did 6 or 7 years ago.
That's awesome. Listen, I love speaking to other creators, other public speakers, and I have a feeling I'm going to check back with you in 6 months to a year from now. You're going to be doing big things. So I thank you.
We both are.
Oh, hey, I take it. Thanks. Today, you guys, is going to be a little bit of a shorter show, but we're going to basically do a follow-up on Mr. Mel here, Mr. Motivational Philosopher. Tell us where we can reach you at. Like, tell us all your links, where we can reach you on YouTube, Twitter, any of those. Go ahead and let us know.
Well, yeah, like I say, on YouTube, it's the Motivational Philosopher. You can find me on Instagram at Motivational Philosopher, Twitter at Motivation Phil, because they ran out of letters for me. Facebook, Motivational Philosopher, is my fan page, or also just on Facebook, look up Mel Jones as well. This will just be my friend. LinkedIn, Mel. I mean, so it's just look up Periscope. I've been doing a lot of Periscope. I don't know if y'all know about that one. With Periscope, just look under Motivation Phil or Mel Jones. You'll find me there as well. I'm doing every night at midnight. I do a segment on Periscope, and I don't miss a night. So we've done like almost 100 nights in a row. And you can go on there and you can actually comment me directly while I'm speaking. And also you can email me at motivationalphilosopher@gmail.com.
Wow, I mean, that's some great link. You did a great promotional. You got the Twitter, you got the Instagram, you've got the Periscope. They all sync up. They all have the same kind of flow because they all have the same name. So what made you do it midnight, Periscope midnight?
But try to figure, a lot of people, especially like people who are young, are up in the middle of the night. And that's when a lot of our ideas come to us. And that's where a lot of our energy comes to us, especially like college students and stuff. Like we're up at midnight, we're ready to go and get fired. And so to get people's, to reach that group of that is not getting reached to, there's people in the morning time. A lot of older entrepreneurs talk about getting up early in the morning, all that kind of stuff. But what about the people who are working, late into the night? Those people who need that inspiration or who need those ideas or just someone to talk to. Even those people who, maybe dealing with emotional stress and stuff like that, who have a hard time sleeping. So I wanted to provide them. Since I'm up late at night, I figured, hey, why not? Let's use this time for good and give the people, something of value.
I mean, it's a great time. I mean, it's unique. It makes you stand out. Plus, on the West Coast, it's 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So, depending on if they're in Alaska, California, Portland, or Las Vegas, they could be watching you as their late night kind of takeoff before they go to bed. So you're going to reach all different types of folks.
Yeah, kind of like lost the connection, but yeah, I'm trying to reach everybody. Like, even the West Coast is still pretty late at night.
Yeah. So, hey, thank you for being on the show. Just hold on one moment, though. Everybody, right. This is Erica from the Classy Climb blog, coming today with the Slow and Low series with Mel from the Motivational Philosopher. You can catch him on YouTube, Instagram, Periscope at midnight if you're on the East Coast. And listen, you guys, check his links out below, and we're going to check in on this guy in a couple months. This has been Erica Williams. You guys can reach me, Erica S. Williams, and tell them bye.
Bye, Erica's fans. Thanks for having me, Erica.